Okay, hey guys, welcome back to the Generation Optimistic podcast. I am so excited you are here with us and that we get to be right here with you. So, I have another special guest on the podcast today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, my name is Malaya Mason. I am a freshman political science major from Baltimore, Maryland.
And we go to Morgan State, if you don't know.
Yes. Oh, you see it. I have the
see the
hoodie
merch.
today.
See the merch.
Yeah.
So I'm super glad Malaya is here with us today because when I first met you, I think I met you at...
Was it Tosin's class?
Either that or orientation.
Oh, no, it might have been orientation.
It was like a pass by, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a pass by thing.
I met everybody at orientation.
Yeah, so...
OMG.
Once we got to our first, because we're in the honors college, so our first class with Dr. Tosin, that's when we really, got to meet and everything. And first class, I knew I wanted her on the podcast because, she has a great, opinion on everything.
Thank
and,
you.
she has a great stance on everything, and I love it. So,
thank you.
Your major is political science, right?
Yes.
So, let's talk about how you got into that and everything.
Okay, so I went to Randallstown High School, which is like a magnet school, and I went for mass communications originally because I love writing. That's one of my biggest passions. I love writing. I wanted to do print journalism.
Okay.
But as I kind of got more into it, I realized that I liked writing more as a hobby and not as a job.
Like a career and stuff.
Yeah, I think I would literally hate my life if I were to have to do writing because I realized that as a job, people tell you what to write. I wouldn't have had creative freedom and things
a passion,
like that.
What you want to write and stuff.
It would have just died. So I was like, okay. I had to look at what I was writing about, and I realized I was writing about very controversial topics: abortion, gun laws, felon rights, Supreme Court justices, and all that type of stuff. And I was like, maybe I should go into politics. This might be my thing. And then the more I explore it, especially being here, the more I fall in love with it. I love my major. I love being a political science major. I don't see myself changing my major or anything.
So the goal is, you said, to be, I remember you told me you want to be a judge,
Yes,
right?
I want to be a federal judge, a federal appellate judge.
What did you want to be before? When you were in the journalism era? I
literally just wanted to be a print journalist. I wanted to work for newspapers the New York Times, the Washington Post.
Be an editor, that type of thing on there?
Like an editor-in-chief. I was the editor-in-chief of my school newspaper my senior year. So that's what I wanted to do. But
so was it how much time in between you obviously doing this stuff at high school to then coming to Morgan deciding I'm going to do political science?
I think after my junior year of high school, that's when I knew I was I don't want to do this as a career. I actually for a long time I was going to do a political science major and then a journalism minor.
Got you.
But I was just that just doesn't align with what I want to do anymore. So I feel and also political science is still a very writing heavy major.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's good. You got your experience.
Yeah, I'm still getting the experience. I'm still learning and things like that. I still take English classes. So
yeah, it's just not when I mainly writing and doing that.
Yeah, no. And in high school, we use the Associated Press, that whole guidebook on journalism. We don't use that anymore in English or political science. There's different
levels to it.
Different standards, but it's still very easy to catch on to. I still very appreciate the time that I studied
that you had,
communication.
But I'm glad you had the experience to because some people, they just go in thinking they want to do something and then they don't get that experience till college, and then that's
I had to force myself to figure out what I wanted to do because for a long time I was I literally I don't know, I didn't have a lot of passions for a lot of things. I had to I literally had to seek out my passions, if that made sense. So I was this is writing is something I love to do. And then that's when I realized it's a passion of mine. I love to do it. I write it, I write even when I don't have to. I write in journals. So
that's why it's more a hobby than anything.
So I was just this is very obviously my passion because I've been doing it for a long time and I still enjoy it.
Yeah. I think for me, earlier in high school, I wanted to do sports medicine for the longest. I know, right? But then, my mom was talking to me, she's like, girl, you are not good in science. You are not good in math, anything like that. I was like, well, I could still do it, but I realized all my extracurriculars were either music or something creative. So then I was like, well, you could literally do that as a career.
You can't force yourself to do something that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
I literally jumped from career to career. I wanted to be... At one point, I wanted to do environmental science.
Okay.
I wanted to be a meteorologist. I wanted to be a pharmacist. Crazy. I wanted to be Like, I want it to be so many things.
But why do you think, like, not even our generation, but just people in general, they always seek, like, medical or, like, lawyer stuff?
For the medical part, I literally think it's just money.
Money.
Like,
I was just about to say,
literally think it's just money. There's so many people in the medical field right now that, like, literally don't care about everything
people they're
else.
helping,
Yeah, they don't care about the helping part. They literally care about the paycheck. So,
and that's the sad part.
For lawyers, I feel like now that I want to become a lawyer, I feel like a lot of people come in with like a very idealistic standard where it's like, I'm going to change the laws.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna
it's a
change
different approach
everything.
with
And
lawyers.
it's like, as an individual, you can't do that. But as for like lawyers, I definitely think it comes from a place of helping as well. But also, it's for the money as well. Like, lawyers get paid a very good amount, and that's not the reason I want to do it.
Yeah, but it's like a good, it's like a
that's
benefit.
like
It's a plus
benefit of it.
for sure. Yeah. So like I was saying though, I wanted to do sports medicine. I didn't do it, and then I came to this like conclusion as I'm applying for schools and stuff. So you know how you apply for schools, like I know what I want to do, so then you choose your schools based on that. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was trying to like just figure out what I wanted to do, like the category it fell into. So journalism really isn't like the category, but because I'm multi-platform production, so it's more like all of it mixed. It's like journalism aspects, but then there's like you still use music, you still like do film, like all that different stuff.
So what do you want to do, like career wise?
I think, I don't know, like I don't know the exact name of it. I just know like something like this, like, you know, podcasting stuff.
So like production, like film production.
Like producing stuff, but like different projects for different people.
I love that.
But like I said, I don't really know like the actual, like,
I don't know. I feel like we're still young. Like we still have time to kind of figure it out. Like people think we're in college and that means that we have like our life all figured out. And I'm like,
Nah.
Like every day I come to like a new conclusion about
what
myself.
you want to do.
Like,
Yeah.
Literally. Now it's like, oh, what kind of law do I want to practice? What law school do I want to go to?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so many other questions that pop up.
So for you, because you have to do law school, and then is there anything after that?
You can go get your PhD, but
Do you want to?
No.
You don't want to.
After law school, I want to be done. Like, law school is already a lot. I mean, if I have the money, I would like to do my master's degree and then law school. But
I would love for someone where
like
I work
7
to just pay
years.
for it.
Like, yeah, like that's a lot of money. So I don't know.
Do you want to get your master's here or somewhere else?
Somewhere else. The master's that I would like, they don't have it here.
But yeah, so that's a lot though. You got to do. We just started here, and then you got to do law school.
I mean, that was one of the biggest reasons why I chose Morgan as well, because Morgan has a partnership with University of Baltimore Law School.
Fire.
Where they like pay the tuition. Like if you get like a high enough LSAT score,
LSAT.
They pay for like your law school tuition at UB. And I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is perfect. I'm from here, so I'm still familiar with the area. I can always like commute and go back home and things like that. Like that's perfect. So
do you want to like leave once you become like a judge and everything, or do you think you want to make change in this area?
I think Maryland is already like a decent area politically, but the way that things like turn out, I'm most likely gonna have to like practice here, because the thing is like, in order to be like, you have to, and if you pass the bar in your state, you have to practice in your state. So I would have to, if I wanted to practice in like California, I have to go past the California bar, like, because different states have different laws and things like that. So it's looking like I'm stuck here, but I do want to move to like Montgomery County, like closer to DC.
Okay.
Kind of be more, because I want to be a federal judge, so I kind of have to work my way
up there. Yeah. So, but that's good to stay here because then you're closer.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's very convenient. I don't know what I would do if I was from another state.
Honestly, like, I love the DMV area, like, since I've been here.
I've never heard anybody say that.
No, the reason is like, I'm from Michigan, right? So, like, my uncle, he lives in DC. So every time I go there, it's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Michigan is like a whole lot of nothing.
Well, yes and no. It depends on where, like, I'm from Detroit, so, like, it's more city. So it's, like, stuff to do, but it's, like, not as, you know.
Yeah, busy.
DC's a different type of busy.
Yes, it
Maryland's a different type of busy than it is there. So it's just, like, I like to, you know.
So you would say you like the fast life? Like, you always, like, kind of being on the move, having something to do?
Yeah. Because, like, Detroit, it's a city, but it's, like, a slower paced city, I would say, than, like, because, you know, people taking the metro and, like, the train.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really do that. I mean, unless you're, like, downtown, you could take, like, the Q line. That's, like, a commuter train thing.
Oh, that's cute. Like a trolley?
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like the light rail.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
That's cute.
Yeah, so it's like other than that, like you really just drive everywhere.
Oh,
So it's
I hate that. That's the one thing I hate about Maryland, actually. Like,
what?
you have to drive everywhere. Like, at least where I'm from like the county. And so you have to drive everywhere. Like, for example, my high school was a 3-minute drive from like the shopping center. It was a 20-minute walk.
That's crazy.
20-minute walk. Like, it's ridiculous.
How did that even work? 20-minute walk, 3-minute drive.
No, like it's literally like a long straight
Street. Okay.
But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, for me, like my high
Everything
school,
is so spaced out.
20 minutes away driving.
Oh, your high school? Oh my God.
Cause like,
did they have like? Do you guys have like buses, like school buses?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I never took the bus. I took the city bus, but not like the school bus. I don't know.
It builds character. I swear.
You took the school bus?
Yes.
I never took
literally all my years of high school.
I just took the after school was over, I would take the city bus home.
See, where I was at the MTA, which is what our city buses are called, it didn't run like where my high school was. So I guess we were forced to take the bus. And then we had like magnet programs. So that means that people from like all over would kind of come into the school. So they had to provide transportation. It was like 40-minute bus ride.
In general builds character.
That's so true.
Because when I tell you, I was so scared. I'm like, Mom, please let me
Girl,
the
don't
bus.
go on the city buses here. And they're crazy.
She was like, oh no, like literally my freshman year of high school, that was the first and last time I did the bus.
Really?
Well, yeah, because like after that was COVID. So then I stopped taking the bus. And then like my senior year, I was doing so much at school. I was done when my mom was off work. So it was like.
Okay. Oh, you was involved. Period.
I mean.
I was not in high school. I didn't get involved until like senior year.
But you're so involved here. I felt like.
I think that's why, because I didn't get involved in high school. So I kind of wanted to like dip my toe in like every single
what's
pond.
funny that you say that? I'm the same way. Because I was so involved in high school,
You're not that
too much.
involved.
I mean, I am. Like, I'm on, like, Bear TV and stuff. But, like, that's within my major.
Balance is key, though.
Yeah. But it's, like, I think it's good. You know, we're going to be here for 4 years. I feel like it's time. You don't have to do everything your freshman year.
True.
That's one thing that
I think it's just, like, I kind of wanted to, like, plant like a seed in the ground.
Got
so
you.
that's why I like kind of put myself in so much now, because it's like I want this to like build over time.
Up.
Like for example, I'm in like the IRC and I want to be an SGA soon. So I wanted to start with like a small leadership position before going to like such a big.
But I think SGA
like I
want to
be student regent. Like because
that's like our
I want to work up in the rank. Yeah, basically. Literally. So I want to work it up in the ranks. That's why I was like I started small and then.
But that way you can build connections with people.
Girl,
network.
Oh my gosh, this networking stuff in college is like.
Do you like it or no? Because we just talked about that in life.
It's so much. Like it's so much.
So how do you feel? Like, are you good at it? Are you?
I
like,
would
you
say
don't really
I'm
like
definitely good at it now.
Okay.
It's just exhausting because you have to do it like all
the time,
like all the time, like every single event. I'm a part of NCNW, which is the National Council of Negro Women.
Period.
Yeah, founded by Mary McLeod Bethune.
I know that's right.
Yes. I know my history is getting there. But I'm a part of NCNW, and so we hold like a lot of events. We interact with a lot of other orgs, and I literally meet like a new org every single day.
Every day.
Yesterday, I was interacting with the Kappas at their probate. Like the day before, I was with like the Pre-Law Association, and the day before, I was with Black Girls Vote. Like but that's crazy because
I think what's good about that is you can learn what we have on campus because there's so much and you might not even know half of it.
Much. I learned we had like a Muslim Students Association.
Didn't know that.
I like literally like you learn so much just from talking to people, and I think it's beautiful, but at the same time I think it's very hard to find alone time in college.
Really?
And so like the networking thing can be like a lot. It can be really exhausting, and then you have to like go home to a roommate. Like it's just it's hard kind of finding your peace of mind.
So how did you like, you have siblings or no?
Yeah, I have 3. I'm the oldest.
Okay, so like you have the dynamic of living with other people, kind of, sort of. Because like I know some people, they're an only child and then they come to school, have a roommate, and then it's crazy.
They like lose their mind. No, no, I've definitely lived with a lot of other people before, so it's not like a super big thing.
Roommate dynamic good coming in, or was it a little rocky?
My roommate dynamic is great. It is fine. She is a lovely woman.
Yeah,
she's like literally never in the room. Like she's definitely she's like literally, a busybody.
My roommate is like when I'm in the room, she's not in the room. When she's in the room, I'm not in the room. So
like,
it's like we basically got the room to ourselves.
Literally. Definitely. Like, I tell her, like, I was talking to her this morning, and I was like, I'm leaving for the weekend, so, you know, you'll have the room to yourself. And she's like, girl, I'm never in here anyway. I'm like,
Literally.
well,
Like, my
but
roommate,
yeah.
she'll leave. I'll have the room for the weekend.
We didn't have any problems. Like, actually, we only had one. And it was because she would come in, like, late while I was sleeping, and she would, like, turn the overhead light on, and I would, like, wake up.
Insane.
But after I said something, like, the communication is great. Like, it was fixed, and
That's
that was
good.
it. So.
But I'm glad you said something, because some people won't say nothing.
Oh, no, I'm not like that.
Then they'll hold the
that
grudge.
builds, like, animosity. So, no, say something. Communication is
Literally.
key. Like,
because, like, my roommate, like, she sleeps with the light on. It's a sunset lamp. Shout out to my roommate. But, so I just got a sleep mask.
Oh,
and it's fine.
That's cute.
It's
That's
fine.
a nice little compromise.
You know what I mean? It's
I
fine.
wouldn't be able to take it.
Because, like, the first couple weeks, I'm like, did she just leave it on? Because, like, decoration? Because, like, I have a sunset lamp, but I turn that mug off as soon as I get into bed.
Yeah.
So it's like, but when she leaves for the weekend, I just unplug it. Because I'm like, bro, I need pitch, like, dark in the room.
Me too. I'm like a pitch black silence type of person.
Because
no
I'm in
TV.
Blount, you're in Harper,
yeah.
Man. So where my room is, Thurgood's lights shine into the room.
Really? Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Like the construction. So they have lights on.
I would get
floor.
like blackout curtains or something.
I was going to get curtains, but I just never got them.
That's
and
fair.
like we're about
I
to go
was
home.
gonna say we got like one more semester left. Like
it's
you can
fine.
tough it
It's
through.
literally fine. So it's just like with that, between that light and then the other light, it's like. But we never turn our overheads on. They're so nasty.
I literally only do it when I do hair, like literally, because we have like desk lamps, so we like warm lighting.
Yeah.
So that's what we use.
Yeah, we just use our sunset lamp, and then our main like source of light is her mirror. She has like the LED mirror.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that mug is bright.
Cute.
Like the one.
Does she do like her makeup or something?
Yeah.
Oh, it works well. I need to learn how to do makeup. Like
Ooh,
I feel
girl.
like lately, I'm not gonna say I've been feeling like a failure of a woman, but I have not been feeling feminine enough. Like,
so do you have brothers or sisters?
I have one brother
and they're younger.
Yes.
Okay, because I was gonna ask. Like, I know for me, I have an older sister, but I didn't live with her.
Mm-hmm.
So most of like the older sister stuff, I didn't experience with her. So like the makeup thing, or like the becoming a woman.
I'm like
stuff.
the lead by example type of person, I guess.
Okay.
My little sister, the one that's closest in age to me, she's about to be 16 in February. She's like just like me.
Okay.
Just like me.
But that's a good
like
age
we
gap.
don't get our nails done. Like I don't have my hair done right now. Like I don't wear makeup often.
But why do we like say that's what makes like us feminine is like doing?
I think it's like familial. Like I think it's like definitely your family that like imposes that on you. Like one of the biggest things, which is why like you will never see me without earrings, is that like I would leave the house without earrings when I was younger, and they'd be like, "Oh, put earrings on. You look like a boy." And it's like when somebody says that to you repeatedly, you start to think
okay.
Yeah, like so now it's like ingrained in my mind, like make sure you have earrings on. Like I have like so many more piercings. I have like one right here, two right here, two right here. And I always make sure I have earrings in every single one of them because it's like something in my mind that's like, I can hear my grandmother saying it now.
Make sure you
like,
wear your earrings.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
But
crazy.
I don't know. I think femininity is definitely like subjective. Like,
for sure.
What's feminine to me might not be feminine to you.
Other people.
Yeah,
but that's like a topic like people nowadays are like very...
It's a big debate.
Touchy on, because like some like men can embrace their feminine side, but that doesn't mean they're like any less than a man because they embrace their feminine side.
Personally, I actually ran into like a debate about that because some boys like to like paint their fingernails, right? And
I've
like
seen
some
that
people
recently,
like see it as like ultra feminine, but I love it personally. Like I love it, and I don't even get my own nails done. So for me to like
on that
like
dude,
like people thought that I like super feminine men and things like that, but I was like, I don't see it as a feminine thing. I just see it as like
because it's like exactly. It's like you can't put that in a category of man or male or
I feel
female.
like it's so, and like I always tell people like clothing has no gender. Like there's just so many things to me that just it's just self-expression. Like it doesn't tie to like masculinity or femininity.
Yeah, and I think that's like one thing I love about our generation is we're very adaptful, meaning like we can just open our minds to different possibilities. Unlike, people like my parents or grandparents, they are like so set in this is this that when they try to see another person, it's like, yo, that's weird.
I think it's also just like this generation makes a joke of like everything.
So like, it's like
oh my God,
nothing
my
serious.
male friends can tell you. Like yesterday they were opening one of our windows in Harper and I was like clapping for them. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are such strong men. Like, oh my God. And then I was like, dang, I'm kind of perpetrating like those
the thing.
stereotypes. But
it's like some stuff like that is just that's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You can't really
Yeah.
even, you know what I mean? You can't like.
They know that I don't mean it seriously. They know I love them,
Literally.
them down.
But yeah, do you know Jalen and Monet? Do you know who that is on TikTok?
No.
Okay, so for the people who know who
now
Monet
that
is,
like TikTok is banned on Morgan's Wi-Fi, like I have not
you haven't been on it?
No.
So Monet and Jalen, they're a couple, right? And so he basically, once he got with her, he's been more, expressive of who he is as a person. And he honestly talked about it on his podcast. It's like the Man Enough podcast. And he was like, yeah, I like, painting my nails and stuff. Cause it's like, I'm doing it with her. So it's like a way for us to kind of like bond and stuff. So it's like cute. When he did that, like people was like, oh, he's a super femme guy. Like he's for the girls, but like for his girl. Yeah, you know what I mean?
See, it's not even thing. Like people will take any type of support for like women as like femininity. Like I will never forget, it was like a Facebook post and it was a dad and he had 2 daughters and he had a tutu on along with his daughters, and all the people in the comments were like, oh, this is not right. Like you can make your daughters happy without doing that. And I'm like,
that's fire.
He has on a tutu.
Like if I saw my dad wearing like a tiara back in the day, I would be happy.
Like what? Like that's how you connect with people. And I think that's low key where the disconnect is with our like current generation, because they don't value like community, and they don't value like
and what it takes to become a community
things or putting your pride to the side to like make someone happy.
Yeah, because I remember like a long time ago, my brother, shout out to my brother, say no,
shout out.
He would play like baby dolls with me. He would be like my baby doll's manager, like
manager. Wait, I've never heard that.
No, like we used to do it. So it's like when you think about that, it's like I playing with him never thought about, oh, you're a boy, you're not supposed to play with dolls. It's just like I'm just playing with my brother,
literally.
And he didn't even feel like that either. Like, oh, I'm a boy, I can't.
And that's
play
the
with.
thing. Like kids don't feel like that. It's like it's societal pressure.
That
like
puts
you
it on
grow
to them.
up, and then people start getting in your ear and in your head about things. Like.
Yeah. Because that's also a thing, like, when people have kids and they, like, oh, pink for girls, blue for, boys and stuff. And it's just like, I get it, but it's like, I don't even like pink.
I don't even own a pink shirt.
Literally.
When I had my pink out party for Harper Tubman, I had to borrow a shirt from my best friend.
For someone else. Like, I have pink socks. That's about
I don't
it.
Even got
but,
that.
like,
OMG.
So it's like stuff like that. It's like, why do we put, even like a color? It's a color, like what?
But I don't know. At the same time, I have to like appreciate that they're even being colorful anyway, because there was like this one mom, she was having like a gender reveal, and like the whole color scheme of like the nursery and all that was like gray, yellow, white. And I'm like, children need color. Like,
oh yeah,
children need color. Like, this is crazy. So I get the whole color like thing. Like, children are definitely colorful people, but I think people just associate too much with like masculinity and femininity.
For sure. Because like I don't think you should put like, it's fine to buy your kids like, trucks if they're a boy, but like, it's not bad if they don't want to play with them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's another thing though. Like, a lot of people don't see kids as like their own people. They kind of see them as like extensions of themselves. Like, oh, I birthed them, so I have to like raise them how I was raised. Literally. Like, no, like you have to pay attention to your child. Like, that child is still a person. Literally, like that child still has its own personality, its own like character traits. Like, it has the things they like, they don't like. That's why I never understood why, like, as a child, when my like parents forced me to eat something I didn't like, it was like, did you not acknowledge that like I am still a person and I'm allowed to have things that I don't like? Like,
yeah, because like that's what we talked about, in class. So like how the separation between your parents and yourself, because like a lot of people, obviously, they might go to college for their parents or do the major for their parents, and that's why I really like the class, because it's like, it's for yourself. It's not for anybody else.
Me too. I love that class. I think a lot of good discussion has sparked in that class. But I wish, this sounds terrible, but I wish it was a little bit more turbulent than it is.
What do you mean? Like more?
Just, I feel like it's definitely very objective in the point of like, you know how she has different objectives, like New Kid on the Block, or like Find My Voice and things like that. I wish it was a little bit more tailored to like Morgan as a whole. Like, at the end of the day, we're all like Morgan students, and I feel like that's what we've kind of lacked to talk about, especially being Morgan honor students, because I feel like we kind of criticize every little part about Morgan except the honors college. And there's definitely things that can be like talked about and talked about. So especially like social dynamics. So that's the one thing I wish would kind of like Like, bring it to the table. Like, why not?
So we could talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, like my experience with the honors college so far, compared to like other honors things I've been in, like in high school, I could definitely say like then it was way more of a family than I feel like the honors college is here. Now I understand it's like it's college, so it's like people
That's true,
commute.
but
Like people's not always here, but I also feel like yeah, we have our honors college Thursdays. We have the class every week. But it's like for some people like me, like I don't live with you guys.
I was just about to say that
So
there's like
I
a
don't
severe
get to-
disconnect.
I don't get to see you, but like when they come in the class, it's like they all know each other. You know, they go to dinner together and stuff like that. But it's like me, it's like I'm over here, and I'll be feeling like
you're not the only person I've talked to about that, because there's like a couple of you guys who live in Blount, and then there's like a couple, like the boys, some of them, they live in like Thurgood, like Layla, she lives in Thurgood, and I've talked to them about that, and I was just like, I can understand how you guys feel so disconnected from the rest of them, because we literally all live in Harper.
live together, y'all sweet mates and stuff.
Even then, it's still like a bit of a disconnection, because even when you live together, like they like some of them all went to the same orientation, so they like are closer to each other.
They already
So
friends.
I feel like it's very fragmented. Like at the beginning of the year, I definitely felt like a little isolated from the honors college, just because like I felt like everybody already was like
Knew each
familiar
other.
with each other,
Yep.
like toasting new names already. Like we didn't go to
I didn't
the
know her.
orientation for the honors college, so
We went to the
yeah.
very first one.
Yeah, so we didn't know her. We didn't know Miss Allen and things like that. So it kind of felt like I missed out on a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I feel like we were
over
supposed to be
time-
there for a reason.
over time, it's gotten better, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I
over
mean,
time, it's
I
gotten
interact, like, I would try to interact with them outside of any of our events, but it's kind of sort of hard.
It is
like,
hard.
Ariel, like, I go with her places, like, we do stuff together.
Ariel. Oh, sweet girl. Love her.
So we're
Love
in, like,
her.
CTC together, so we'll do stuff, but it's just, like, not as often as, you know, if I were living there or something. So that dynamic is definitely different.
Yeah.
Because I was supposed to be in Harper, but then, like, it didn't work.
You know how Morgan is. That's one thing I can criticize about this university. This housing issue.
Crazy.
Get it in check.
That's like a whole HBCU thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
That's a
not
whole
even-
college thing.
college thing in
Towson is
general.
struggling. College Park was struggling. Like, everybody's struggling.
So why do you think like the university will do the thing where like they'll accept more people than they can house?
This conversation, money, like quite literally, I think it's money and funds and resources. HBCUs have like historically been underfunded, like since its conception. And so when all the HBCUs in Maryland finally sued the state of Maryland and got that money back, it was like we were finally able to advance like we were supposed to. All these buildings that are like popping up now were supposed to be here years ago.
Yeah.
Like we were supposed to have the money for this already. And so I think, you know, bigger schools get more funding. The more students you have, the more funding you get.
Yeah.
And so it's like we're trying to kind of like get more money and to do more things, but I just don't think we're approaching it in the right way. Or
I don't think getting
it's
more
time.
students is the way.
Like I don't think it's time. I do think Morgan should expand their population, but don't expand it if you don't have the resources to do so.
Yep.
Like I'm talking about class sizes. Like Morgan's class sizes, depending on your major, are huge. Like I have a class with, like I have a lecture class that has 100 spots. Like, and even though lecture classes are supposed to be big, it's like
Morgan classes aren't supposed to be that big. Though.
Yeah, like our class sizes don't match our like population or like dorms. Like we have students living at like the Lord Baltimore Hotel or
that's
like
crazy.
I have a friend. Her freshman year, she lived in Morganview, which is a upperclassman dorm because they didn't have enough space on campus. So it's like, don't accept all these students if you don't have this.
For her, though.
It's inconvenient for anybody because imagine you're from out of state and you're like planning to go here and stuff and they still haven't given you your housing and you move in like 2 weeks. Like that's why I was so grateful that like my housing stuff went smooth because it could have went wrong in so many different ways. So I don't know. I think Morgan is on the right track when it comes to accepting more students. They're not on the right timeline.
Yeah, for sure. And also I think, I don't know if this is for every like HBCU or just school in general, but I know for me, like the process of coming here, but then actually coming here and seeing what it's like was so different than.
What do you mean?
So like Morgan wasn't on my radar ever. Honestly, I just applied because like my friends were like, "Oh, we're applying to Morgan." I didn't know what Morgan was. Like I never heard of it, which is sad because like it's a great school. So I applied and everything, and then they gave me the little $5,000 or whatever. So then I put them on my list for schools. They gave me money and stuff. So once I like broke it down, I was like, well, they're giving me the most money, why not look into it? So I told you, like, my uncle's, an hour away. Yeah. So my mom was like, if you go out of state, we just got to make sure you're by family, because just in case something happens or whatever. So we come down here, I visit the school, and then that's when I fell in love with it. But it's just like before then, I did fall in love with it, but not as much until I got here.
Until you got here.
So that's why I say it's like I wish, people who are looking at it, or, who don't live around here can like really get the experience of it before they, visit the school. But I mean, you always have to visit the school to see.
Yeah. I was about to say, college visits are definitely like integral. Like I visited Morgan like literally one time. And I've lived here my whole life. I've lived in Baltimore my whole life.
Have you ever like passed it?
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
I've passed the Morgan Bridge all the time. I like shadowed a professor here one time in my junior year spring break. But I had never like taken time to walk the campus or like talk to students or things like that. And so Morgan was definitely like, it just felt familiar, I guess you could say. Like, being so close to home, it literally just felt familiar, because I remember, like, Old Thurgood. Like, Old Thurgood looked like little apartments. They looked like the projects, actually. But it was crazy. Like, I remember seeing, like, Old Thurgood, and, like, the library didn't look like that. Like, it was just so different. So I think it was interesting coming here and, like, actually experiencing the amenities and things like that. But Hampton was actually my first choice.
Really?
Yeah.
I got into
Hampton was my first choice.
Hampton's a private school, right?
Hampton is a private school.
I think that's the only reason why I was like.
Mine was like, they gave me enough money to cover tuition, but not room and board. So that
and
like just,
had to live there.
Yeah. And that just like gave me a little bit of anxiety, because I'm like, I don't want to be 3 hours away and still have to like pay out of my pocket.
Pay out of your pocket.
And so that was that. And then also like their school culture is really modest. And I didn't really like that. Like, I don't know, like I am definitely like much of a like, I'm a free person. Like I kind of like to, I'm not gonna say like get wild or anything, but I like to have fun and like I like to see other people have fun. And like with Hampton, it's not really like that. Like they kind of have like a set standard of like what they expect. Like I have friends that go to Hampton and like they don't party. Really? They have like a strict curfew, or their curfew just got lifted, but it's still like very strict compared to Morgan. Like, you know, they have like convocations and stuff like that where they have to like wear all white, and they can't wear pajamas to the dining hall, can't wear bonnets outside of the dorms. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, like it's very strict. And I was just like, this is definitely like not the place for me. Yeah. So. But
I think like for us, that even wearing your bonnet or pajamas, like it's still a way to like embrace yourself, or not even embrace, but just be comfortable in where you're living. Yeah. Because like one thing I've had to change my mindset of, this is where you live at. Like me and my roommates, like we feel like we're just on a long summer camp situation. Yes.
Oh my God.
Like, so it's like, but you're actually living here. So it's like being able to like, you know, be comfortable.
When I see people in their
as
bonnets,
if like you're at home.
Like I think in high school I used to look at them like, oh, like you're outside in your bonnet. But now that I'm here in college, I'm like, you do you, girl.
You do
like,
you, honestly.
Yeah, like
because you never know. Somebody could just started their braids and wanted a snack, and they wrapped it up like, you know.
Like
what I
you
mean?
never know. It's like that's another thing. Like here in college, you interact with so many different people, and like you just
crazy.
Like I love hearing people's stories. Like I love hearing people's like parental bonds. I like hearing people's high school experiences. What sports did you play? Yeah. Why'd you choose your major? Like I think it's just so interesting getting to learn like so many different things about so many different people.
Also how like those experiences led them here and let all of us
know. That's like crazy when you think about it. Like everybody had their own individual life, and then we still all ended up in the same place. That's like crazy. Whoa. That's why when I hear that like people are from far places, like when you say you were from Detroit, I was like, Detroit, where?
Like where?
Like that's literally far. Like wow.
So also like what was I about to say? For people who live here, I think we talked about this. Like what is like, I guess, like the life dynamic here? Because obviously, you know, I'm from Detroit and stuff. I think because it's very different.
It definitely is different. I think Baltimore is like a really like special place. Like it holds a place in my heart because I've been here my whole life, and so I've seen it change. I've seen the dynamics change and things like that. And it definitely has its issues. It has a lot of issues, but it also is very beautiful. And like nobody really talks about the beauty and the history of Baltimore, like especially being like a majority Black city. I think that's like my favorite thing about it. I like appreciate the history of like Morgan State University, Coppin, Bowie, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, like all of our HBCUs. Because y'all got a lot of HBCUs we do. We have area. 4. For us to be like a small school, like a small state, we have y'all 4 HBCUs. And so as far as like life dynamics here, I definitely do think it's like a fast paced life. Like it's always something to do, and then also it's always somewhere to go. So like we're like an hour away from DC. We're like
That's
2
what I
hours
like.
away from like Philadelphia. We're 4 hours away from New York. 3 hours away from Virginia Beach. Like
So y'all like in the perfect sweet spot.
we're in the perfect spot. Like I've done a lot of traveling just to different states, just to
No,
for a
literally
day or
saying
so.
like I've been to Philly. Like the first time I've been was because I was here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's so easy
you
to
can
get
casually go to
places.
DC on the weekend. Now back home, that's like a whole
It's like,
thing to plan
oh my
out.
God, it's so fun. I love DC. I just love frolicking down there. I feel like being in a whole new environment.
Yeah, it's so nice. Like I be in my Scandal era every time.
Oh my gosh, I haven't watched that, but I
every
should.
time you should.
I know.
Definitely.
I love Kerry Washington.
You
She's
should.
lit.
I be in my Scandal era every time. I be like,
I'll be like, where Biden at? I got a couple choice words to
Literally.
say to him.
No, but so how do you think explain your like parent dynamic, and I can explain mine. See if it's different to see like how coming to school.
Okay, so I didn't grow up with my parents actually. My father or mother didn't raise me. I was raised by my grandmother, and then she passed away, and I was raised by my aunt.
Okay.
And then at 17, I moved out. And
really?
Yeah, I started doing my own thing.
Like to a house?
No, I mean, not to my own house. I moved with like another family member, but I was like paying like a portion of the rent. I was paying bills, paying my own phone bill. Like I paid for all my prom stuff, paid for all my softball stuff. Like I definitely I had a job. I was kind of making it work for myself. So coming here,
how did you do that like with your siblings and stuff?
I didn't live with my siblings.
Okay.
So that was why I was saying like I know what it's like to live with like people, but they were never my siblings.
Got you.
So yeah, I would say I definitely I moved down oh my God. I moved around a lot in my childhood, and it definitely built character, but it made me like value stability a lot more.
Yeah.
And so I think that was another reason why I chose Morgan, was because like this was familiar,
and
I needed something familiar. Like I could not handle another change in environment and having to like come from Virginia to home every single no, like
but
that was a lot.
But that's crazy that you say that, because for me, my perspective, like when I was choosing schools, was like, how could people stay where they are? Like I didn't, but now that you say that, it's like it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
And you really don't know what people are going through, Because for me, I love Detroit. Like that's my homegirl for real. But it's like I just from like what I did in my childhood, all the stuff that I was doing, I felt like I experienced what the city gave me, and I wanted to just use my college years to experience something else. You know what I'm saying? But for some people, they might not, have done anything. They probably went to school, went home, and that was their thing. I was, doing band with the DSO. That's like our symphony orchestra and everything.
That's cute.
So like I did stuff within the city. You know what I'm saying? So like I felt like I got the experience, and then I was ready to leave and everything.
My thing was like I knew coming to college was going to be a different experience, whether I came here, whether I went to Towson, whether I went to Hampton. Like I knew college was going to be an experience, so I don't think I was really like worried about like where I went. I was just like, as long as I get a degree, honestly, that's like really where I was at. Because coming to college was like, I don't know. When I got the full ride from Morgan, I was like so shocked, because I was like,
fire.
it like enabled so many like dreams of mine to like actually flourish. Because when you like do things like by yourself for a long time, you start to become very pessimistic, because you have to stay realistic. Like you don't want to dream, because you have to realize like your dreams, you have to work towards them. And like I think being by yourself, like especially at such a young age, is so exhausting, because you always have to think about like what you have to do before what you want to do. So knowing that I didn't have the financial like burden of college, it was like, now I get to explore what I want to do.
That's fire.
So I don't know, being here is like beautiful. That's why I always tell people like I've had a great college experience so far, because I've actually been able to explore what I wanted to do. I didn't have to think about what I had to do here, or like what bill I had to pay there. Like I don't have that thought in my mind anymore, so I can kind of just run free.
For me too, that was one of my like big adult decisions, is because like technically
moving from home. That's
but I had like a full ride to Michigan State, and that was you
didn't want to go to Michigan. What?
No, did not want to go to Michigan State.
Aren't they like really good at football and all that good stuff?
Michigan is U of M.
Oh, oops,
go Wolverines!
Wrong school.
It's okay. No, but I think just for me, like my mom, love her to death, but she was very like, I don't want you to have a financial burden, or I don't want you to have debt or things like that, because she just didn't want that on me, right? So when I was picking my schools, and I love that Dr. Tosin was telling us about this, I literally almost picked that school because of her. because I didn't want her to feel like we had a, I had a financial thing or whatever. But when I went on the campus, like, I didn't really light up as I did when I got here. And then I don't even know if it was an HBCU thing or just what the school was. Like, their, journalism program is fire, like, but it's more sports oriented. And it's for me, it's like I'm more creatively oriented. Like, so if there's music or art or whatever. So it's like when I got there, I'm like, it's cool. Like, the facilities are fire. It's amazing resources. Alumni is great. But it was just, I just really wasn't feeling it. And I was like, I might have to just make myself feel it. You know what I mean? But once I got to Morgan, it was like I met Professor Saunders. He's like a head of like Bear TV and everything. And like the way he just like, I guess, embraced me and like showing me everything was just amazing. Like, I didn't feel like he was selling the school because people like, oh, we have this, that, and the other just to get you to come to the school. He showed me like the good, bad, and the ugly of it, which I super appreciated because it's like, if you really want to come here, this is really what you're gonna get. And so I think after that, that's kind of really when I decided, like, I think Morgan is where I want to be. Especially,
so how did your mom like react to that?
I wouldn't say she was upset, but like I could tell,
Yeah.
But like she still was happy for me because she felt the difference also, which is why I'm glad she came with me.
Yeah, as a parent, you have to be attentive of like what your child wants to do.
Yeah. So it's like we just made an agreement, like you're gonna have to work hard to get it paid for, right? So like I don't have a full ride or anything. I have like majority of it paid for, but there's still like spots that I have to, so, but that was, like I said, my first big adult decision was like, you could go here where you're financially free first day until the last day, or you can go here, you are, but like you still gotta work hard to like,
but it builds character.
I think it does for sure. I think for me, it's like, I chose it. This is my decision. So I'm gonna make sure that I work my butt off to make sure I can stay here.
Like
so
self-motivated people.
Yeah.
Like I think that's something being in college that I really like appreciate, because in high school it's like everybody's just trying to get out of high school.
Literally,
like,
but for me, high school was free.
Like
was
you
yours
literally,
free?
I went to public school.
Yeah.
But it was like everybody was literally just trying to get out of high school. And so here in college, it's like everybody's working towards a goal, like to get a degree. Everybody's trying to kind of like outdo one another. And it's like friendly competition. It's nothing crazy, but I think that's beautiful, just seeing how many people like want to do things and how many people are like working to do things
and willing to work hard in order to get it.
Literally, like I've met some of the hardest like working people here, and it's just like wow. Like I thought I was a hard worker until I met some of these people, and I'm like wow, like you guys,
they really doing it.
Yeah, like you guys are really doing it, and it's like inspiring. Being around,
and they
like,
still got a smile in their face. Everything, like people who go to school, work, take care of their families. So I'm be like,
girl, that's me, OMG. That's
like,
literally me. The braiding and the being part of 3
but that's
orgs
fire though. That
the
you
school
can do that.
It's great, but I don't know.
You feel like it's too much? Like,
I don't think it's
me
too
too.
much.
I want to be RA so bad.
Where do you want to be? Like what
so
building?
I want to
be a Blount baddie again.
No, I do.
Oh,
here's the thing, right? Blount baddie is crazy, but I think for me, I feel like I could do the best for my future residents because I've lived there. And it's like, the ups and downs of the building. So it's like, if I went to Harper Tubman, I've never lived there. So it's like, how am I? We living there the first time, and you supposed to be on RA, really?
I don't know. I'm scared because when I was talking to the woman who was like the RD, because I actually went to the Blount meeting.
Okay.
And when I was talking to the woman who was the RD, she was like, yeah, you don't really like get a choice on where you go. We kind of just put you where we see fit. And she had said something that like stuck with me. She was like, oh, so say we were doing, because we have to do like a little workshop, right? And she was like, say we were doing the workshop and I observed that you're good at like conflict resolution. I'm going to think to put you in Blount rather than Harper. And I'm like,
because there's more conflict there.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like, no.
But the thing is, like, I see where she's coming from with that, because it's just wherever your resources are needed. That's where they're going to put you. So I agree, but
I think I'm going to be fine wherever. I just hope they don't put me in an all boys dorm. That's like.
Girls could be in a boy.
There's a girl RA at O'Connell and Rawlings.
I pray that on none of us.
So I'm like, I was to say, like, that's crazy. Like, I will go anywhere. But
the only thing with that is, like, you can't relate. I mean, you can. I mean, but it's just like they're boys.
I was about to say, like, they're boys.
Unless like, you've lived with boys, like you probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, like, they're boys. Like, I think I would actually lose my mind during those room checks. Like, like just dirty. Like, like, I'm not saying all boys are dirty.
No, we're not. It's just
Don't
like
get me wrong.
some
But
might
they
be
live at a different standard than women
than
do.
girls. Yeah.
That's
but
like
no,
an
I'm not gonna lie.
objective
Some
fact.
of the girls though, I'm not gonna hold you.
That's
My
why,
Javi, my RA, she be telling me like some of them rooms are just
girl,
bad.
we don't got space for that in Harper. But you're like in Harper, you're like forced to keep
you
your
have
room
to be
clean
because y'all got the
We have
bathrooms.
we have the bathrooms like. You have to be clean. Like
Gotta be
nobody's
clean.
cleaning our amenities but us. You know how in Blount you have like the cleaning crew and things like that for the bathroom. We gotta clean all our own stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's why I value communication so much. Like literally the first day, me and my sweet mates made a group chat. Like all of our numbers, we make sure that we text in there often. We talk often whenever we're like going between rooms. Like we keep communication very open because like this is a shared space. So we want all the vibes to be like
Good.
Yeah, on point.
But like Blount, I say it's like riding the bus. It builds character.
Girl,
you know
them
what
showers
I'm
are
saying?
so dark. I will never forget from
Dark is
orientation.
crazy.
Like I literally. And
What floor did you live on?
I think I was on the 3rd.
I was on 4.
Oh my
and
God.
I am on 4
It was
now.
so dark. Like, and I don't shower with my glasses on, so I'm already
Oh,
like,
so you can't see?
Yeah, like, oh my God, like I couldn't see anything. I'm like, it's dark. I'm blind. Like,
I'm
what is
blind.
going
That's
on?
crazy. No, but I will say orientation, I was very scared because I'm like, this is where I'm living. Because I think I had my housing
You had your housing assignment by
I
then?
think.
Oh,
I think
wait,
so.
did I?
But
Yeah, I did too.
I knew that I put Blount on my list because of how cheap it is.
Yeah.
Because Thurgood, of course, anyone would
Sorry,
Thurgood.
I actually don't want to live in Thurgood. They remind
Really?
me of hotel rooms. I don't
Thank
like
you.
hotels.
They have the card thing and everything.
And
like,
do you see their like elevators? They have cold showers. Like their water doesn't get hot. I was like, I'm sorry, no.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. Like
never mind.
their water doesn't get hot. The elevators are broken like all the time. And there's 10 floors, by the way. 10
yeah,
floors.
that's a lot.
I'm like, nah. And they remind me of hotel rooms, and I really don't like.
You don't like
rooms.
hotels?
I think they're uncomfortable. So I don't know. I was like, I'm happy with my little Harper room. Like, I love it.
Harper is nice. Harper's like a mix of nice and then Blount.
Yeah,
It's like a mixture.
Yeah,
so that's why
oh
I
my
was
God,
like,
that's like the perfect. It's only nice because we got a bathroom. Like,
no, literally. I think, but like for Blount, it's nice if you make it nice. Like you really gotta put your foot in, like with decorating and
Girl,
making
with
it.
them big rooms, I would decorate to my heart's content.
Literally.
OMG.
Now, only thing I don't like, the rooms are like some will be big, some will be small. So like my room's huge, but then my next door neighbor is like she got a small room.
Have you seen those rooms that have 3 people?
Huge.
They are big.
Massive.
I think they could like format it a different
For
way
real.
though. But
But
I'm
I think
like,
it's just the
wow.
way it's built. It's
Yeah.
like, it's whatever. But I think, coming in, when I saw it like on the internet, it don't do justice from when you get there.
No, it
That's
don't.
the hard part too. Like coming, because when I toured, I did like a self tour because they weren't doing tours then. And so we couldn't go in the dorms. Like you couldn't really see anything. So it's like, when I got here, that orientation, that was
literally
really...
move-in day was the first time I ever saw a Harper room.
Really?
And like the thing is like with Harper, the rooms on each floor look different. And so the rooms on the basement floor are like tiny. And that's the only pictures that they had on the Morgan website.
Yeah, they did.
So when I walked into
And
my
they look
room,
bad.
I'm like, this is not what I saw
what
online.
it looked like. Yeah.
But I was grateful because I actually have a really big room compared to a lot of people in Harper. But I was like, this is not like the closets were different. I'm thinking I'm getting a Blount size closet.
Nope.
No, it's literally like a quarter of that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I brought all my clothes. Like I have to like send stuff back home.
Yeah. I think, you live here. I'm like, have you been back home?
I actually haven't been back home as often as people think.
Really?
I've only been twice.
I've been once.
Wait, was it that week?
My birthday.
Oh, okay.
I went home that weekend. That's the only time I've been back.
Did you?
But
You
I
took a
think-
flight?
Mhm.
Oh, gee.
So I think like for me, or like, from the out of state point of view, it's like I was homesick the very first week. But then after that, I was chill. But I think that's just who I am as a person.
Yeah.
I'm cool in like
Yeah,
any
I was never
environment.
homesick, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I live so close and I feel like I can go home at any time. But even then, you would think I would be going home all the time. But
no, I get that. It would be like if I was in Detroit, I would probably stay in my dorm. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's just home. Like
literally, I'm like,
so I get it.
It's literally home. Like home is always gonna be there. That's why I kind of like stay on campus because it's like this is where I'm at. This is what I need to explore.
This is yours,
home
though.
is literally always gonna be there. Like,
And I also think it wasn't really homesick. It was homesick / FOMO.
FOMO of what's going on at home.
Yes.
What's going on at home?
Like, I don't know. Just like most of my friends stayed in Michigan. besides like one of my best friends, she's like at Delaware State.
Oh, okay, so y'all are
But
close.
like but like other than that, majority of my like people are at home. They're either like at Wayne State, that's another university, or they're like at Michigan, Michigan State. So it's like they all stayed there, which means they're all together. So then it's like I'm here.
How has that been, like, making friends here as like an out-of-state student? Because I know, like, with me, I came in with friendships. Like, both of my best friends go here, or two of my best friends go here. Another one of my best friends goes to a school down the street called Loyola. So how is that, like, having to come here and make all new friends? Because I feel like here, like, since I came in with friendships, I don't think I'm really putting myself out there to make more friendships. Yeah. So how's it been having to kind of like start anew?
So there's some people from my high school that actually go here. And so my friends Cam and Kyla, they came here, but I didn't know they were coming here until we got here. So I'm like, oh my God, you go to Cass, like Slade, that's my high school. Cass Tech.
That's
and
cute.
so like we're friends, but we're not like we hang out every day. Literally, I talk to them if I run into them on campus. And then we just talk for like 30 minutes. You know those friendships, like you talk once a month? Yeah. That's like us, like whenever we see each other. So there's them, and then there's like upperclassmen who went to my high school that I'm learning, to meet and everything. But orientation, I say, really saved me with like the friendship stuff. Yeah, because like my group of friends, like Malaysia, all of them.
Oh, I met her. I remember we were all, low-key, I think I had a room on the same floor as her. Because we were all like in a circle, and we were introducing each other, and me and her like related because we had similar sounding names, Malaya, Malaysia. I was like, wow.
Yeah, so like I met them orientation, and then like we've been friends since. But like I've met people because like Bear TV, they're like a family. I love them.
Yeah, I like every time I see something from Bear TV, I'm like oh my God, I miss those days. Like I miss those
they're
days.
definitely, I would say they're friends. However, it's just when we're in like a Bear TV situation. Now we definitely like, it's first time we met, so we're getting to where we might call each other outside of stuff. But like upperclassmen, they have classes together, but they also do the Bear TV. So it's like for me, I'm a freshman, so it's like I don't have classes with them yet because I'm in my prereqs and everything. So I think that is where I'm meeting people, and then that I also met more Michigan people too. And so
my Mr. NCNW, he's from Detroit.
Really?
I didn't know. His name is Mario. He's from Detroit. I talked to him. We had like community service in the student center. Yeah. So I actually had time to like talk to him.
It's crazy, like,
and he's like, "Oh, I'm from Detroit." And I'm like, "My Miss is from Michigan too."
Really?
They're both, yeah. Miss and Mr. NCNW, they're from Michigan.
That's crazy.
Both of them.
But it's funny, like it's a lot of Michigan people here.
You know what was crazy too? His first choice was FAMU.
Mine was too.
Like, I thought that was so weird. I was like, I have a friend from like Michigan, and her first choice was FAMU.
FAM was like, I think for me, especially for Cass, like FAM and Cass, they're like, which is so weird. Yeah, it's so far away. So far. But there will be like, there's a lot of people who went to Cass that go to FAM.
I would say that's like my school and University of Maryland College Park. When I tell you, like, literally, like 90% of my classmates went to University of Maryland College Park. Like, oh my God. I was like, wow, that's just like little Randallstown.
But FAM was my number. When I tell you I put my whole life into trying to go to that school, but it didn't happen. And that's kind of when for me, because I'm a Christian and everything, that's when my faith was like, it was the strongest. Because I'm like, if God does not want me to go to this school, I won't. And he was really talking to me because I didn't get into the school. That's the crazy part.
I didn't get into UMD. That's so funny.
The crazy part. So it's like, dang, if I can't even get in, like, and now it's been different. I got in, but I don't get money.
If you would have gotten there and you would have hated it. Like,
I don't think I would have hated it, but I definitely think it would be harder than how I am here, because one of my dad's like closest family friend is like 5 minutes from there, but they're not like super, super close family. Yeah. So it's like I would have had someone just in case, but it's just
it wouldn't be like real support.
And then like, the people from Cass who went there, I would have had them. But like other than that, it would have been like, because like my uncle went there.
I don't know what I would do if I had to but if I chose to move like so far from
home. That's like 14 hours from my house.
I think it would, I think that would kill me. Like,
it's crazy.
Like I have friends who go to like Clark, Atlanta, like Oh, I have a friend that's in Southern, so like Louisiana, and she talks about home all the time. And I was
That's
like, I have a friend that goes to Jackson State.
Oh.
Like, they are in the deep
The
South. And I'm
South.
like, I wouldn't be able to take it. Like, I don't think I would get homesick, but just being so far away from your support system.
But I love like East Coast. East Coast is, to me, it's like it's most like the Midwest, like Michigan. And
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
Is it because we have like all 4 seasons?
That
They said we're supposed to be getting a lot of snow this year. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I love
But it's
snow.
like that, and then also I don't know. It just the culture is very similar
Okay.
to me. It's
don't-
not
yeah.
as off as
I don't think we have like
other places.
We're like a southern state, but I don't think we have like southern hospitality. I think we're like very northern in like
for
culture.
sure.
Like
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But yeah, making friends though. I mean, but also for me, I'm a social person, so it's not as hard.
I remember I had texted you once I found your Instagram, and I was like, "Oh my God, Hannah, you are like so funny! Like
Please.
I have to tell you, because I was just like, she is literally such a joy to be around,
And
like,
it's so funny when multiple people say that.
cause it's true. Like I've never seen you in like a bad mood, like none of that.
Yeah, like when I tell people, like I think I was talking about this on a podcast. I was like, it's very hard for me to get angry and stuff. It's just who I am. It's like, what's the point?
You're just like a jolly person. I
getting
love that.
upset,
Everybody needs a Hannah in their life. Everybody needs a Hannah in their life. Seriously.
No, but that's kind of why why I started like the podcast and everything, because
just to talk to people.
No, for sure. Because I started in COVID, and obviously, that was a whole thing of not being with people. So it's like,
so who's your dream guest? Your dream Morgan guest?
Morgan guest?
Yes.
Like here?
Yeah.
Probably Dr. Tosin.
Oh my God, girl.
I've talked to her about it.
What'd she say?
I talked to her about it, but like I didn't say I want you on it. I was like, let me get some episodes first and she can watch it, and then I'll see. But just like, she's just a very interesting person.
She's very interesting.
Like, I just don't know, like
I
where does she come from? Like, I've never
know
met
her as like a person and not as a teacher.
Oh no, for sure, because she's all about I don't know you. And she's so blunt. Literally. It's like with Dr. Tosin, she's know
like,
me.
Well, the version of Tosin is like your teacher. You don't know me outside of here. I'm actually an introvert. And I'm like, I want to know.
How?
I want to know.
Like, the woman had like 3 degrees.
She's a smart cookie.
Insane.
She's like, I just want to peek inside her mind.
Her and Miss Allen, dynamic duo.
Okay, I love Miss Allen.
Love Miss.
My God,
now Miss Allen, I feel like we know Miss Allen.
Oh my gosh, that's my girl. She's from here. Like,
yeah.
I remember she was like, we had saw each other in Lidl's because she was like buying groceries for dinner, and I was telling her like, oh, I'm about to go here, and she's like, we're both from here. Like, I hope you know, like, that's a dangerous spot to be. And I'm like, yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I love Miss Allen.
Yeah,
they definitely are like the same side of.
Oh, for sure.
2 sides of the same coin.
Yeah, but I would love to have her on here. And then Frankie Darcell, she's an alumni here.
Ooh.
She's from Detroit, actually. And I got to meet her. And I would love to do her because she's like radio personality.
Oh.
So probably
I think you should like reach out.
No, for sure. Because I talked to her the other day.
Oh. Period.
I just have to like get her on here,
Period.
But I think like dream guest. I know this is so like, but Big Sean.
Big Sean?
Yes.
What?
I say that because for people who know, right? I went to Cass. He went to Cass. He's alumni, right?
Did he be giving money back?
Yeah. So he gave a studio in his name to our school. It's called the Big Sean Studio. And for so long, nobody used it. Like, he paid all this money for it to be in there. They promoted it, whatever, but none of the students use it. And it's because it's like they didn't have anybody to manage it, anybody to do this or other. So once we came back from COVID, I'm like, I could low-key do the podcast in there. Because I was starting like, I don't have no equipment. I don't have nowhere to do it. But I'm like, it's at school. Like, I'm at school all the time. So I was at the principal's office every day like, can I be in here? All that stuff. So once I actually got in there, and started it, I just would love to have him in there because it's like,
oh my gosh, I think he should literally do that. He
literally went to the school I went to because like
that would be, imagine how lit that would be though. Like,
and then we could low-key do it in there too.
In there, like I see the vision.
Yeah, so like I would love to do that just because so at cast, right, there was 2 casts. It was like an old cast and there's new. So I obviously went to the new one, but like my mom, my grandparents, my grandmother, they went to the old one.
Oh wow, you guys all went to the same high school?
Yeah, so they went to the old one. So he literally went to the new one. Like if you see pictures of him at the school, it's literally the same lockers and everything. So it's like I think we could connect. Not only with that, but just being from Detroit, like his grandmother, I passed her house all the time. And I didn't know that till now.
Oh my god.
Because he posted on Instagram, like he took pictures with Janae and everything in front of the house. I'm like, I literally know where that house is.
You need to get him in there.
It's like that type of thing.
OMG.
But then just how, he came from Detroit, because Detroit is a hustle city. Like everybody there hustles for everything. Like you'll see in high school people selling snacks. You're not supposed to do that.
Oh
but
yeah,
like
we have that.
You got snacks. You got people making businesses. Like even the rappers will come back to our school, even though they might not be like the biggest thing in the world, but it's still like they come back and support the community. He does the same thing. So it's just I just want to learn and talk to him about
beautiful.
that.
No, I love that, Big Sean, because at first I was like, that's such like an unorthodox
yeah, that's why I was like,
guess.
I gotta give the
Big Sean,
background of it.
But yeah, now that makes sense. I wish I knew, like, we don't have famous alumni at my school. Like, we do. Hold on, do we? We do?
Because, like, so Cass, we got Big Sean, we got Diana Ross.
Diana Ross?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
now I gotta
Detroit
look it up.
kid.
Let's see. Randall's
we got Lonnie Love from The Real. Do you know who that is?
Oh, I do. Oh, she's lit.
Yeah,
I like her.
The comedian.
Oh my God.
Went to our
I think there was a serial killer who went to my school.
Please. But yeah, so our school, and also going to the school is like, it's such a, I would say privilege, but it's like a great, thing.
I was right. Okay, we have Christian Benford, who is a professional football player for the Bills.
Fire.
We have James P. Clement, who is the president of Clemson University and also the former president of West Virginia University. I'm going to read more about him later. And then we have Steve Oken, who is a convicted murderer executed in Maryland.
All right.
He went to my high school. This is so
Shout
scary.
Out to them, I guess.
Oh my God, this is so scary. What?
But yeah, Big Sean is probably one of our, I would say biggest just because he's the most like active alumni like out there, and he comes back to the school and everything.
I love that.
So yeah, that's why I would love, to meet him and everything. But yeah.
Period. Wow.
So how was your first, I know you said you did something like this like at high school, but how was your first like podcast experience?
It was good. Oh my gosh. I would love to do this a lot more. I would love to do it with like more people too. Kind of like a round table talk.
Yeah,
that would
like
be
a
so
couch
fun.
thing.
Yes. That would be
That's
fun.
like my goal in the future.
Maybe I need to like get with Bear TV or something.
No, literally, because that's
like,
what we do. Like we do like the whole couch thing.
I like miss this. Like it makes me miss mass communications a little bit because in political science, you don't really have room to let your creative expression
and just talk.
Flow.
And,
like everything is very like cemented in stone. It's like political science is a lot more scientific than people think.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to kind of be able to sit back and like just
talk and listen
like,
to.
Just talk. Like, wow. This is lovely.
But you know what's funny? Like, I think I liked having you on here because like for me, sometimes doing a podcast, I get nervous.
Why?
I don't know. And it's like I don't even look nervous or something, but it's like sometimes the conversation I can't jump off on it. You know what I mean? With you, like we could bounce off of. Yeah. And that's why I love doing podcasts with like people like you and stuff. Some people just be like waiting for me to do it, and it's like I know it's my podcast, but it's like
it's a conversation.
For
people don't realize that it's a conversation.
But I'm so glad that you got to talk on the thing.
Oh
my god!
It's called Generation Optimistic Podcast. I knew it. I was about to say our Generation Optimistic
Podcast. Fine. It's so funny. I was talking to my brother. I was like, why did I make it so long?
But it's like, it works though.
It works.
Generation Optimistic Podcast.
Love it.
Y'all better stream. I'm not joking. And Spotify, I will be posting this on my story because, I have like a following or whatever now.
I'm so excited. I know, right? Coming to school. People, because I go to Morgan, they'll just follow me.
Literally.
I love that.
I have multiple people walk up to me so much. Like, I don't know when I became such like a familiar face on campus.
Oh, but you are.
Literally, like
you
I
need
was
to
getting
be on
my
a poster
pizza
for
earlier.
Morgan.
I was getting my pizza earlier. Somebody walked up to me. I think it's also because my hair is green. So that's like another thing that
Malaya,
people...
definitely the hair is the statement. It's so cute.
Crazy hair
because your hair was like ginger before.
It was ginger. So like I've had hot pink.
You knew who she was.
Blonde. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the green definitely has been doing its big one. A lot of people have been saying a lot about it. Thank you. I'm ready to get my hair done now, though.
Does your hair like get damaged from dyeing it?
I started like 4 times. I think people like when you dye your hair, you have to take better care of it.
That's the thing. I feel like you do. Some people don't.
Yeah, I've definitely been trying to do like less. I've been trying to wear it out a little bit more. So this is actually
but it's cute though.
The second day I've had the bun, because whenever I style my hair, I try to keep it in for like 4 to 5 days before I restyle it. So I had it out for like my birthday, the day after my birthday, and then the day after my birthday.
Yeah.
And then I put it in a high puff. I had that for 3 days, and then I put it in the low one. I've had this for going on 3 days. So
fire.
I just kind of try to leave my hair alone a little bit. I'm kind of comfortable with how I look with the green.
Yeah, it's cute.
So
did you ever like? Was it like
It at first it was like because I had only done like warm colors previously to that. Like I only did
green
like
is like that's like green is like.
Exactly. One of my friends literally texted me and said, "Oh, you're my arch nemesis now because you look like Shigo." And I'm like,
"That's crazy."
Like I've been called emo. Like I've been getting a lot of different reactions. But that goes back
to like the thing with like the masculine thing we're talking about. It's like you can't even like set in a color to a certain thing. That's crazy.
Like, oh my gosh. But I'm not. It doesn't bother me a little too much. I'm not like somebody who lets people's opinions get to me. But I think
the way you wear it though, it doesn't even give. Like
I don't know.
Yeah,
well, I don't know. I wear a lot of black. Today is the first day I'm like actually kind of colorful because I got these new Crocs.
Those are fire.
I got these.
Shout out Crocs.
Crocs and what's that?
Please sponsor us.
Celine Benbury. Please.
That's like the collab.
Sponsor Hannah.
Sponsor us. So we can walk comfortably around school.
We do a lot of walking on this campus. Let me tell you, oh my gosh, walking from Harper to the Jenkins building every day is like torture.
Oh, girl, walking the Blount to communications.
That's like torture.
Crazy.
At least the communications bridge is open. Imagine when it wasn't.
Oh, walking up that hill?
Girl.
It's crazy.
Girl. I have no business being over there. Actually, I have a class there next semester.
Fire. So. Oh, you registered for classes?
Yeah, I
registered, yeah. Do you have more or less classes? Or the same?
It's the same. I take 5 classes.
I take 5 now.
I want to take an extra class. I want to take Geography 101.
So how many credits do you have?
15.
I have 15. So remember I told you I had like 22?
Yeah.
And like Dr. Toes was like take 18 just in case.
For what? You already took an excess of credits.
That's why I was like.
How did they approve 22 credits? That does not make sense
It's
to me.
literally because my math, I passed the test. So they put, it's 4 credits each semester. So it's 8 extra credits.
So you were technically 8.
4, sorry.
Oh.
Because it's just last semester.
You were technically taking 18 credits.
Yeah. But it says it on my thing. So
that's
it's like.
No, that's not fair. Because I tried to literally take health this semester and it took me to 21 credits, but he told me I had to drop the class because I couldn't be over the credit limit even though I passed my math. So those 4 credits were like free.
I feel
but
like
he said I still couldn't take it. I'm so upset because I'm going to take it next semester.
I feel like I was over. Like, I technically was 22, but, like, I technically was 18.
It was 18.
But that's when people ask me. I just say 22 because that's literally what it says.
Yeah, I say 18, too, as well.
Plus, like, I tried to join the band, right? But he was like, okay, I need you to take this music theory class. He's like, you can't take it. You have too many credits. I'm like, dang.
What you want to do in band?
I want to play vibraphone.
What? What is that? Wait.
It's like a xylophone, but it's, like, bigger. So I wanted to do jazz band, but, like.
Wow.
They
See
were
if you
like,
can take it next semester.
Here, I'm going to show you. But yeah.
Vibraphone? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning so many new things.
But yeah, I wanted to do that. That's what it looks like.
OMG.
And you could play with like 2
All
or 4.
this time I just thought it was a xylophone.
No, that's why I tell people it's like it's bigger and there's like a pedal and the keyword is like vibe, so it vibrates. I know, right?
Yeah. I used to play an instrument. I played the violin, but my middle school didn't have an orchestra,
So you just stopped.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm praying. Like I love playing my instrument so much, but it's just like being here. I haven't been able to, but it's just like I know some people who are like hardcore musicians. They would make sure.
Talk to Kai. See if he can get you in the Fine Arts Center.
Yeah,
after
I'm just
hours or
honestly
something.
like that's what I'm trying to do. It's just like keep practicing and stuff. Even if I'm not in the band or anything, I just want to keep like
Yeah, because it's a
conditioning
skill.
for sure.
And
And I
if
don't
you
want
don't
to
practice
lose
it,
it
you're gonna
because
lose
I've been
it.
doing it for so long. So it's like imagine doing it for that long and then you just stop. It's like no.
Yeah.
So
I would definitely get in contact with like the band director or something.
yeah,
because
because I got contacts with like the percussion teacher. He was just like, and we had a lesson and everything. He was just like, you got too many credits to take the class. But jazz is my minor, so like I'm gonna do it eventually.
Oh, you have a minor already? Oh,
Yeah,
gee, how did you
I'm
do
just not
that?
taking classes
Okay.
for it. But it's
I'm
on
ready
there.
to declare my minor. I'm just not sure what I want it to be.
Yeah,
Like, I was thinking at first I was gonna do a pre-law minor because of course you would think.
might as well.
Yeah, but we also have legal studies, and then we also have a philosophy minor, and it's actually like studies show that philosophy majors get higher LSAT scores.
So it's like that'll help you.
Yeah, that would help me with like law school, but it also helps with like critical thinking because the LSAT is not like it's not your standard test. It's more of like scenarios.
Gotcha.
Like it wants to see your critical thinking. It wants to see how well you're gonna like analyze. So I feel like a philosophy. I'm gonna see how this philosophy goes next semester because I do take a philosophy class next
I
semester.
do too.
Is it 119?
Yeah,
What time? Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 10 a.m.
yeah.
Me too.
I think that's that honors
it
college
Seth?
stuff. Or I don't know who.
Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
registered.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's
you and
that
Sonia all take
119.
the same philosophy class, so I'm excited about that. And if I like it enough, I will become
You'll
a philosophy
change your
minor.
minor
Yeah.
and stuff. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being
Of
on the podcast with me.
course, Yes,
I'm so
I
excited.
can't wait to be back.
I know. We'll definitely do one either before Christmas break or when we get back.
Okay,
from
that's
school.
fine. Don't
Have a
rush
good
it. I can't wait to
little
see other people on here.
part
I'm gonna
two.
go watch your other episodes. I started the episode with Malaysia, but I didn't finish it.
Oh my gosh, a girl in the elevator was like, I watched your podcast. I was like, what?
Oh my god,
That's
you're going up in the ranks. Oh my
crazy.
gosh. I have other people I can connect you with too. As far as in like, there's like a creators at MSU. Have you like gotten in touch with them?
No.
You need to get in touch with them.
Let me know.
Like,
I'm
yeah, I
excited.
will like, yes, like this
But
is
yeah.
beautiful because your fan base is growing and I'm a fan.
But no, I'm so excited. But thank you so much for listening.
Of course. Thank you
Malaya,
for having
we'll be
me
back.
on
So
here.
make sure
I
you're,
will be.
follow us and everything. All right, y'all.
Maybe with a different hair color next time.
Literally. All right, y'all. Peace up. 8 down.
Peace.